Alright, and welcome back. Of course, as I said in the last video, and if not, then I will say it here, one of today's Asgardians that I'm going to be talking about is Heimdall, the guardian of the Bifrost or Rainbow Bridge to Asgard. Now, Heimdall has been in a bit of controversy lately with the Thor movie coming out. A lot of groups are protesting about Heimdall because actor Idris Elba, I think is how you pronounce his name, is going to be playing him in the movie. And this rather bothers me because people are protesting because, well, oh, you know, they're getting Heimdall to be played, of course, by a black man. And my retaliation to that is, okay, so what? We had Wilson Fisk, you know, in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie be portrayed by a black man also. So I don't really kind of see how this makes any difference whatsoever. And plus, Idris looks the way Heimdall should look. Big, kind of scary, very intimidating, but also very calm. That was one big thing about Heimdall in the comics, is that he was very calm and soft-spoken. And plus, Heimdall has a very important job in Asgard, and that is, he is the only person that guards the Bifrost Bridge. Nobody else helps him, it's just Heimdall. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, that's stupid. How can one guy, you know, guard the bridge to, like, you know, the sacred city of the, you know, Azir, you know, the Asgardian gods? Well, number one, Heimdall has been portrayed in the comics as being at least 6'7", 6'8", maybe even close to like 7 feet tall. So he's very, very tall, or is at least, you know, tall enough that he's got, you know, a bit of a stature to him. Also, he is one of the most formidable guards within Asgard, so he's not a lightweight. This is a guy that can actually, you know, more than hold his own. And the third and most important thing is that he has trained his senses to where he has probably the most acute senses of all of the Asgardians, and that comes from his battle experience. When he's looking out among the Bifrost Bridge, they have basically said that he can actually, you know, see stuff going on. When he's watching all of the other 9 worlds to see if one is going to invade the city of Asgard, Heimdall can basically see what's going on. He'll see an invasion fleet coming before they even are marching upon Asgard's doors. And also, Heimdall is kind of like a Paul Revere type character for Asgard. Though he's the only guard there, he carries a sacred horn that basically, if you want to put it this way, he is not only the watchman of all the 9 realms of Asgard, but he is also the guy that well, you know, Steve, what happens if, you know, say he gets overwhelmed? Well, Heimdall, if he feels that he's going to be outmatched or outnumbered, for example, if during, you know, the Odin sleep, all of the dark forces of Asgard go to invade, you know, the Golden City, Heimdall has a magically enchanted horn that basically blows really, really loud. Like, it's loud enough to where it's been shown to even shake the walls of Odin's, throne room. So Heimdall will find some way to not only warn the forces of Asgard, but he is also the guy that will, you know, he'll try to fight off most of the invading forces and probably get downed. But I'm kind of rambling on a little bit, but basically he can see an invasion fleet before they even come to the gates of Asgard. And on top of that, he can actually hear water drip from a leaf. He was actually able to hear water actually crackle and condense into ice on, like, Niflheim. He can basically, you know, hear the flowing lavas of Muspelheim. He's able to hear, like, the snapping twigs and branches of, like, you know, light elves' horses as they're trampling through the wilderness. Now, keep in mind, these are all worlds apart. Hell, he's even been able to, you know, hear the honking horns and, like, cars upon our world, Midgard. So Heimdall is a very perfect kind of guard in the fact that his senses are trained nearly 24/7 on all the 9 worlds. And plus you also got to keep in mind, he's the only guy that guards this gate, at least to a certain extent. He's the only guy that guards the Bifrost Bridge. And you would think that that would tire someone out, but no. Heimdall has trained himself to where he forces himself to stay awake 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So yeah, Heimdall has probably a very, how Heimdall does it, even Thor has admitted that he has a very profound respect for Heimdall, because he would get antsy or bored after a while just sitting there on the Bifrost guarding it, watching all the other worlds, but Heimdall stays vigil. He watches out for dangers, he's very calm, he never says a word, he just keeps his eyes and ears open and just, stands at a still, almost like a statue. And like I addressed, honestly, the fact that a black guy is playing Heimdall to me is irrelevant. The fact that Heimdall is in the movie at all, I think, is really awesome. Because you can't make a real true Thor movie without at least having a cameo or an appearance by Heimdall. He is very important to Asgard itself. He is one of the main characters that Thor interacts with. So whether he's played by a black guy or not, like I said, is irrelevant. I'm very happy the fact that Heimdall's on there, and also what makes Heimdall awesome is exactly everything that I just named. All of the abilities and all the things that I named off, these are things that he actually can do. And honestly, I think Heimdall is a very, very kind of obscured support character, but I think he more than deserves, recognition. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in Thor. Even though he's going to be a little bit different, but hey, that's Hollywood for you. Hollywood changes stuff around. Anyway guys, that's about as much about Heimdall as I'm going to talk about. Now we're going to move on to Thor's quote-unquote Asgardian true love, and probably his right-hand person, the Lady Sif.